name's Ellen, and I'm here with my new friend Martin.
Nice to meet you. Thank you very much.
Martin, why don't you introduce yourself to our friends at home?
My name is Martin Varvala. I'm the founder of Centrotherm Ecosystems. Company was formed in August of 2009.
And you have a really interesting beginning to your story. It started with a personal need.
Yes. In the 70s, I purchased a brownstone in downtown Albany, New York. Beautiful house, but all the fireplaces had been abandoned because of chimney issues. I looked for solutions, couldn't find one. Went to my relatives in Switzerland and Austria, imported a product called Ventanox into the United States, installed it in my house, and during the time of urban renewal in the 70s, late 70s, I thought maybe there was a business opportunity.
That is so cool, because that's how businesses are born. You find a need, and you found one personally, and then you decided to test it out. So how's that working out?
Well, it worked out great. I formed a company in '86, sold it in 2008, and now I'm on my third reincarnation with polypropylene venting, which is the latest technology that I'm bringing into the United States to basically help find good solutions for exhausting high-efficiency heating equipment.
Okay, so you're a serial entrepreneur.
That's my third incarnation.
Okay,
yes.
So what was it that you wanted to do this time around that wasn't being done yet? What story do you want to share?
Efficiencies are at a level now where flue gases are so low in temperature that they can be vented with polypropylene.
Right.
Conventional plastics that have been used, like PVC, were not really designed for that purpose, but were pressed into service because there was no alternative. Today we have a system that is fully UL listed to 1738, the standard for chimneys and safety vent and vent safety. We have all the listings that we need in Canada, and we now have a solution that matches the requirements of any kind of high-efficiency heating equipment in the United States and Canada.
Well, we're so happy to have you here at the AHR show.
Great.
And I know you've got a lot of product to show off.
Yes.
Can we go visit with some of your compatriots?
I would like to introduce Jim Malloy, who is Director of Business Development, and he's going to take the next round.
Right on. Okay,
Thank you.
We'll be right back. Hey, hi Jim.
Hi.
I'm so happy to be so well attended to in the Centrotherm booth.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Well, you bet. Why don't you share with our friends at home your position?
I'm Jim Malloy. I'm the Vice President of Business Development for Centrotherm Ecosystems.
And you've got a bone to pick.
A little bit, yes.
Okay, let's hear about it.
Well, we've brought in a venting. We come out of, you may have heard from Martin, the stainless steel venting industry. And historically, UL 1738, and not just historically, even right now, UL 1738 is the venting safety standard. Engineers who look at the names and were looking up products found drain, waste, and vent and said, okay, this is a venting material, and took a non-combustion gas safety standard and are now trying to use it as a standard for venting their high-efficiency appliances, where the manufacturers of that particular vent itself specifically state they have not tested it for that purpose.
Okay, so it's just become a standard that people are using plumbing venting?
It's become such common practice that, yes, they're using plumbing venting in the U.S. In Canada, they've restricted that now. They have the ULC S636 requirement, and every vent, whether it's metal or plastic, must pass that. We, at this point in time, are the only plastic vent certified to UL 1738.
Okay, so this is about safety for you.
This is about safety.
All right, so we want to make sure we have the right
The system needs to be designed to be fail-proof, and our product is designed that way. It was designed to be a vent. We have instructions for the installer on how to do it, and we provide the customer service and the technical knowledge to that installer when he ends up in a fix. Unlike with the plumbing vent, where they rely on the equipment manufacturer to give them that. So someone whose expertise is in the efficiency of his appliance is now moving over to an area that is not exactly his area of expertise. Okay,
so what we want to do is take this efficiency movement all the way through the venting and do so properly.
Correct.
Okay, so I think it would be helpful to talk about condensation, because, you know, I've been learning a little bit about condensation in the boilers, and I get how that works. But then when we hit the vents, is condensation a good thing, a bad thing, or is it just a given?
Condensation is a given,
okay,
but it is a bad thing if it's not handled properly.
Okay, so condensation management is what we're after.
Condensation management management is what we're after.
All right, great. So give us the run through.
Well,
How does it work?
we have developed specific devices for that. Typically what will happen is, because the flue gas temperature is so cool in the high efficiency appliances, it's not losing the heat through the stack, well, you're going to have moisture building up in the stack.
Okay.
That moisture then is going by gravity to flow down.
Okay.
What used to occur, and what is still occurring mostly, is an installer will take a piece of silicone tubing and they'll make what's called a P-trap.
Okay, I want you to demonstrate this because apparently this is not to drink beer out of.
This is not to drink beer out
Okay,
of.
who knew? All right, let's go.
We can try that though later.
Okay, all right, I'm in.
What they would do is they would take a device like this and they would hook it up to the condensate drain, and then they would create a loop.
Like that, okay.
So that there's a water seal inside of there. Well, to give a more professional loop, we now have siphons that we've developed that they can hook onto that same drain. They then take the hose, place it on here, and they can run this straight.
Okay.
They can run that straight back to their condensate neutralizer.
That's a lot tighter and righter.
A lot tighter, lighter, a lot more professional.
Okay, I like that a lot. It's very cool. So you've got some other, this is like, I love a detail that adds a whole quantum leap of performance, and that's what we've got here.
That's what this does.
All
and that would hook
addressing it this
to
way.
to the vent. Some of the equipment manufacturers are actually putting devices like these right into their boilers as their condensate management inside the boiler.
I've seen a little bit like this, but this is a way you make sure it's done right.
This is the way you make sure it's done right.
Okay, excellent.
Another device for the same function is our ball check valve device.
Okay, now we're going to be talking safety with this.
We're going to be talking safety with this because a lot of times a boiler will have a hard start, and hopefully that's taken care of in the installation process so that it's not going to be something that'll occur down the line.
Can you describe what a hard start is in like homeowner-friendly language?
I'm not very technically savvy on boilers, but essentially it means that the gases have built up, and rather than just a nice, soft, easy flame creation, there's a little bit of an explosion. So it builds...
Okay, that sounds bad, and that's exactly the kind of language I was looking for.
Okay.
So.
Well, and that'll build up a lot of pressure.
Okay.
That pressure works its way back and through the system and could potentially blow the condensates out of the P-trap or even out of the siphon.
Okay.
This particular device is set up with a ball valve. So it has a Viton seal in there, which makes it so that the condensates will not eat away at the gasket, and then it has a polypropylene ball. So when that explosion occurs, the ball is forced into the seat, and the rest of the cup will stay full of condensates so that the gases will not leak by the condensate trap and out into the rest of the system.
This sounds like a must-have as far as making sure that the system is safe and you won't create any kind of backflow of gases into the house, right, or into the building?
It certainly adds another level of safety where you're concerned about those types of problems. And when it comes to carbon monoxide, you should always be concerned about those. Carbon monoxide alarms are a good safety device, but they're a warning after a problem has already occurred.
Absolutely. Well, I love your passion for this, and I love the way you've been able to explain this. Anything else you'd like to share?
Well, actually, we'd like to bring everybody now through the different types of products that we have, and I'm going to introduce Joel Jacoris, our VP of Operations, to take you through our different product families.
Well, I